Welcome back to the channel, Cole Spam. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys what to bring with you magnet fishing. This is more than just a guide for beginners because you want to make sure that you bring everything with you. I'm Coastal Casey. I go around to our different waterways and I dive, magnet fish, and get up all that trash out of our waterways. And if you enjoy this type of content or video, smash the like button and subscribe with post notifications on so you never miss an upload. But the first thing that you need is the obvious. You need magnets. And what we have here is one of my strongest magnets, I would say. It's my Kratos. It's currently stuck to the bottom of my bedding gear. Highly suggest. And then I have my smallest ever magnet. Then this is what Mama Coastal actually uses. And this is a 550 Brute one-sided magnet. And then here we are back over at the Kratos. Take the back. This is the Kratos 1350, and this magnet is actually really strong. Now here we are, we're going over to the Brute, back to Brute here. Now this is a double-sided magnet. It's been long ago, so if you guys know what this magnet is, comment down that below. And also too, what's another thing that's super important to have is gloves. So what I currently have, this is what I use all the time. It's very important that you have these. These are insulated gloves, and they do have the lining on the inside, so that way it keeps your hands warm. And now other magnet fishers, everyone's totally different. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have these. You can get these on Amazon. They're pretty fairly priced, but for myself, I use this brand and they're waterproof. Very important. And then I also have my Brute gloves. Absolutely love them. I used these in the very beginning. And then I also have these off-brand gloves. Now it's very important to be wearing gloves as you're out magnet fishing because these magnets are so strong that it can pinch your hand, or anything that you bring up, it can slice your hand. So it's very important to have gloves. Now if you go out magnet fishing without them, I give you full props. I would like to meet you in person actually. And also another thing that's really important is a scraper. Now, why this is important? Because you get all that gunk and stuff off of your magnet. Because you want a clean slate every single time you go to throw. And again, in relation with the magnet, we have the carabiners here. So this carabiner, you can tell it's been through it. Sucker is old. And I highly suggest getting a very strong carabiner. Now for me, I don't use these to go on to the magnet. Me personally, I do a Palmer knot, but I use these to make sure that my rope is secure, which is really important. You don't want to lose your rope. Now this is just the backup. I actually haven't used it, and you can tell of how clean and pristine that it is. And also too, it's really important to have a flathead, screwdriver, or something with you, because when your magnet gets stuck onto something, you want to be able to take it off. And then here we are, we have our hooks. So again, when you go out magnet fishing and your stuff, so say if you couldn't get your magnet up, you can actually take one of these, you can throw it in there, and whatever that your magnet is stuck on, you can get your magnet off. Now I have two different versions of these right here. So this one, as you can tell, It's straight away. There's no taking apart. But this one, on the other hand, you can. It spins. It does all sorts of stuff. But it acts as the same thing as well. I've actually pulled up shopping carts with this one right here. And it's really, really, really important that you have these. Because if you do not have them, then you're going to lose your magnet. You're going to lose everything that you're trying to pull up. And you don't want that to happen. You want to keep and get everything up as much as possible. You don't want to leave it down there if you can. Carry extra ropes on you, because you never know when you're going to have to cut your rope. And I have had to cut my rope at least twice. Yes, we do try to prevent that from happening, but the thicker the rope, the better. And here we are, another carabiner. Those are, like I said, very important. And also, so this rope, I really wouldn't suggest. So I just got this rope on sale, and I only have it because it's a backup. Now, when you go to fill the rope, it's soft, and when you go to throw with that rope, what happens is, because it is so soft, it's not tightly braided, nothing like that. So when you go to throw with this rope, it just bounces back, and it's not really picking up everything that's from the bottom. And then here's my mom's rope. It's a little bit smaller, so that way she has a little bit of an easy grip with the smaller magnet here. But this rope is just typically easier for her because she needs something that's lightweight. And again, everyone's different. And then here's the rope that I've currently been using. And it is a thicker rope. Now, like I said, thicker the rope, the better. And then also too, this one has the carabiner on it as well. And this one's from Kratos. Now another thing that is super important, you need to have a come along. Now, you're probably wondering, why do I need a come along to go magnet fishing? Well, when your magnet gets stuck, and you say your grappling hook gets stuck, you're going to need to use this come along to be able to pull up that magnet and that grappling hook. Or you can hook up your rope to a back of a truck and be able to get your hook off that way, or your magnet. But I always suggest come along, and you don't have to have a super fancy one. You can purchase one from Harbor & Freight, or what I did was I just went over to Home Depot, and I do believe it was like in between 30 and 40 bucks. Now, I've learned my lesson the first 2 times I went out and I didn't have one, and I started out going to these canals that had a whole bunch of sharpening carts in them. Oh man, this come along would have come in handy. Beginner magnet fishers, to please get a come along. Please, it's highly important. And if you have any questions on where you should purchase one, or what you think is, or if you would just have any questions in general, please reach out to me. Make sure you get a come along. And also, so this is something else that's a little different. So I have 2 different sizes of tow straps. So as you can see, this one is a smaller one, and you're probably thinking, well, why do you need a smaller one if you're out magnet fishing? Well, in some cases, in some bridges that you go to, you can hook up the smaller one, and it's easy access. I think this one's about 100 foot. I'm not too sure. It's been a while since I actually purchased it, so please forgive me. But this one, I've actually had to use a lot of times too. So you want to get at least 2 different sizes. I say a small, and this one's a lot bigger. Now this one I've had to use So say if you weren't close to anything that you're able to wrap, your toe strap around for your come along, this is your best bet. And the last but not least that you cannot forget is a rag. Now, the reason why I carry one is to clean my camera lens and also dry my hands, because after you're done, your hands are going to be wet. They are going to be soaking wet. And then afterwards, you're going to want to dry them off so you're going to be able to touch your whatever you have, like your phone or something. And also too, the very, very, very important thing to carry, a 5-gallon bucket. Now, I've seen people use all types of things since I've been magnet fishing for the past year. I went and purchased a mop bucket, and let me tell you, I held on to that sucker about as long as I could. And I think I only used it twice, and I broken right on through to the bucket. But the 5-gallon buckets, they serve their purpose. If you enjoyed today's video, please smash that like button and subscribe with post notifications on so you never miss an upload. And I really do hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's something that's totally different. I haven't done this video, I think, in about a year. So I think it was due. And on that too, I've had a lot of upgraded gear. But also too, when you start out, you don't need nothing fancy. You just need a magnet and a bucket and some gloves. Alright, you guys. I will see you guys on the next one.